Ray Allen's shot, LeBron James's block, Klay Thompson's Game 6 explosion. The NBA has fully entered the internet age over the past decade, and a handful of plays, games, quotes, and other moments stand the test of time as iconic basketball memories. But the league has existed for nearly 75 years and has always done an excellent job of memorializing its most exciting moments. It's easy for something to become topical in today's world, but don't believe the concept began in 2010. As long as the NBA has been around, its most legendary moments have been documented meticulously. What are some of the most legendary moments from the pre-Twitter era? Here are 5 of them. Number 5. Iverson crosses up Jordan. Allen Iverson was not the spiritual successor to Michael Jordan, but his entrance into the league in 1996 felt significant for similar reasons. Iverson was arguably the best guard prospect since his airness, and everything about his rookie season suggested he'd be one of the great next NBA players in due time. This particular game was nothing special on paper. Jordan and Iverson had faced off twice already in the 1996 and 97 season, once at home and once on the road, and Chicago won both matchups. As a result, the hype for seeing the two guards clash had cooled slightly. That is, until Jordan switched onto Iverson on one fateful possession. Still an outstanding defender 12 years into his career, Jordan should have handled the precocious Iverson like he did so many other prolific guard scorers. The fact that Iverson not only scored on him, but also did so via a perfectly calibrated crossover was perhaps the first sign that Jordan was not the forever king of basketball. Chicago would win the game and the next 2 NBA championships, so it's not like the moment sent Jordan into an existential tailspin. But for Sixers fans, it served as a reason to be excited about the next 10 years of the franchise. Years that would include an NBA Finals appearance, an MVP award for Iverson, and 8 straight seasons where he scored over 25 points per game. Number 4. John Starks dunks on Bulls. No, this is not just a list of people who bested Michael Jordan, though that could make sense given how rarely he was on the wrong side of a highlight. But considering Jordan's dominance over the Knicks throughout his career, any big Knicks play made against him and the Bulls was that much more exciting. This is especially true of John Starks' emphatic finish against Jordan and Horace Grant. To be fair, neither Grant nor Jordan was directly in Starks' path, so this isn't the most technically challenging finish. But its difficulty comes from context. This was Game 2 of the 1993 Eastern Conference Finals, a close game with just 50 seconds to go, and the Knicks were on the precipice of a 2-0 series lead. Students of NBA history would consider the Bulls likely to tie the series at a 1-1 given that they were on the verge of their first three-peat and boasted far more postseason experience than New York. Given all this, for Starks to complete the dunk, do it in such a flashy fashion, and maintain home court advantage against a longtime arch rival in the process felt like sweet, sweet victory. As we learned in The Last Dance, however, Jordan always found a way to triumph over the Knicks, and this would be the Knicks' last victory in the series. But in the moment, with a 2-game lead over Chicago, it all seemed possible for New York. Number 3. Game 6 of Lakers-Kings 2002 Western Conference Finals. Referees are criticized constantly by fans, even when calls are correct. So imagine the furor if Game 6 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals had occurred during Twitter's heyday. In one of the most competitive series in NBA history, 6 of the 7 games between the Kings and Lakers were decided by 7 or fewer points. However, Game 6 sticks out like a sore thumb in this regard. The Lakers attempted 15 more free throws than the Kings in that game. While free throw disparity isn't proof of suspect officiating on its own, questionable decisions like calling a foul on Mike Bibby after he was elbowed by Kobe Bryant made people wonder. Sacramento coach Rick Adelman and players like Chris Webber and Vlade Divac criticized the game's officiating, while former presidential candidate Ralph Nader called for an investigation into the referee's decision-making. Many conspiracy theories surrounding the game would be given legitimacy, as it became the centerpiece of allegations against disgraced referee Tim Donaghy when he was imprisoned in 2008 for betting on games. Now, whether or not you believe Donaghy's argument that he was acting on behalf of the league, which purportedly wanted a Game 7, there's still reason for the Kings and their fans to be furious. In another very reasonable scenario, they could have not only made the NBA Finals, but also defeated the New Jersey Nets and claimed the first championship in franchise history. Number 2. Magic replaces Kareem in Game 6. Apologies in advance to Pelican fans, but let's go on a journey. Let's say the Lakers win last year's lottery and choose to keep Zion Williamson instead of trading him for Anthony Davis. Williamson dominates his rookie season alongside LeBron James, and the Lakers make the NBA Finals against the Bucks. The Finals reach Game 6, and the Lakers lead the series 3-2. However, LeBron is sidelined with a leg injury for this critical game. Would you trust the rookie, great as he's been all year long, to lead a fairly ordinary supporting cast against likely two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo? The parallels are not exact, but what if traces the path of Magic Johnson's first season? He made the All-Star team alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as a rookie in the 1979 and 80s and became one of the league's best point guards. But he couldn't escape questions when Abdul-Jabbar sprained his ankle on Game 5. Could the rookie seal the title against Julius Erving, Darryl Dawson, and the Philadelphia 76ers? Of course, Magic proved more than capable. He stepped into Kareem's shoes at center and delivered a performance for the ages, tallying 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists, and confirming hopes that he was en route to basketball immortality. Magic's greatness seemed obvious in hindsight, but the Zion hypothetical, faulty as it may be, illustrates just how improbable and unprecedented the performance truly was. We'll likely never see anything like it again. Number 1. Reggie Miller terrorizes Knicks fans. Even before this moment, Reggie Miller had become the boogeyman for Knicks fans. He punctuated big shots by staring at the crowd and created rivalry with celebrity Knicks fan Spike Lee, even shooting him the choke sign at one point. But this was easily his most evil triumph over the orange and blue. In Game 1 of the 1995 Eastern Conference semifinals, the Knicks led by 6 points with 18.7 seconds to go. Then Richie struck. First, he drained a 3. Then he stole New York's inbound pass, stepped back several feet, and hit another 3. Tie game. The Knicks had a chance to put this game away after Sam Mitchell fouled John Starks. However, Starks inexplicably missed both free throws. Miller grabbed the rebound of the second miss and was fouled, and he delivered the coup de grace by making both free throws. Before they even knew what hit them, the Knicks had gone from a close Game 1 victory to being behind the 8 ball and losing home court advantage. The cherry on top, or insult to injury, depending on who you ask, was yet to come. In Miller's post-game interview, he said what many fans were thinking: John Starks choked. And while it's refreshing to hear such an honest reflection from a superstar, you have to feel for Knicks fans. The team lost the series in 7 games and is still looking for its first title in nearly 50 years.